Another one of Donald Trump's top cabinet officials just collapsed under cross-examination before the House of Representatives. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins froze up, clenched up, looked absolutely horrible when she was testifying under oath. I want you to see this powerful cross-examination by some of the Democrats here. First, let's start off with Democratic Congresswoman Angie Craig, some powerful cross-examination. Let's play it.
But we are now. It did go up almost 90% under the Biden years. So even though we're hitting record numbers,
reclaiming my time. You are in power. You own this entire town.
This is
Madam Secretary. Do you know what percent? I'm reclaiming my time.
Okay, I just ask you not to be so rude. I mean, I'd really like to have a legitimate conversation.
Do you know what percentage of farmers now say they can't afford fertilizer for this year as a result of the president's war in Iran?
Well, it depends on the geographic location.
Oh my God.
Southeast
70% is the answer across
those are not
the country.
The numbers. That's not correct.
Madam Secretary, do you know what the SNAP fraud rate actually is according to the most recent estimates from USDA? The fraud rate.
Well, that is based on data we're receiving from the states that we can't verify. That's the whole point of this, is we have no ability to verify California, Minnesota, where the fraud has been
reclaiming my time. It was 1.6% according to USDA.
Your state is saying we only have 1.6% fraud rate, which we all know is an absolute joke.
I'll say it again. The USDA's own data found 1.6%. I don't know.
No, we were relying on your data from Minnesota,
and you understand the difference between error rates and fraud rates. I honestly don't. It is one of the lowest fraud rate in any program in America is the SNAP program.
The lowest fraud rate of any program in America is the SNAP program? You can't be serious when you say that.
Your own data says 1.6%,
Again,
Madam
that's because
Secretary.
the states, your state has told us that number,
once more.
And you won't allow us to confirm it.
You've bragged on TV that it's a great thing that you kicked 4 million people off SNAP.
The ability to work, the righteousness of work is not.
Reclaiming my time, 700,000
We should be proud.
kids.
That's the goal of these welfare programs.
Madam Secretary, I'm asking you these questions because these issues, this committee, it's all personal.
You're not
to me.
asking questions for an answer. You're asking questions to make a political
reclaiming
statement.
my time again.
I would like to actually have a real conversation.
Madam Secretary, Mr. Chair, she talked over half of my time here. So look, when you describe the farm economy as the golden age,
time has expired.
This administration needs to wake up and start understanding that family farmers are in need.
Thank you.
Then you had Democratic Congressmember McGovern. Watch.
The way the average SNAP benefit is only about $2 per person per meal. You can't even afford to buy your Dunkin' coffee with the average SNAP benefit right now. So do you stand by your comment that kicking people off of food assistance is somehow good news?
So, sir, most of those, based on the numbers, were fraudulent. The 700,000 number of children is not correct. That is not a nonpartisan group that gave you that number. And again, we're back to where we were pre-COVID, and this idea that we should put more and more people on food stamps is just not correct.
Madam Secretary, I mean, I've talked to many of the people who have lost their benefits. They haven't been moved off of SNAP. They've been kicked off of SNAP. These are people who actually need and rely on this food assistance to provide basic nutrition for their families. Hunger is getting worse in the United States of America. We all should be ashamed of that. And that's, by the way, before the $200 billion in SNAP cuts go into effect that were part of the big ugly bill. Let me ask you.
Next, you had Congresswoman Angie Craig absolutely demolishing Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins here. Powerful, powerful stuff. Let's play it.
Madam Secretary, do you know how many farms we lost in the United States last year?
I know you were talking about the bankruptcies. I know that about 315 farms of 1.88 million are moving through bankruptcy right now.
We lost 15,000 farms last year.
Well, that's a conversation I would really like to have.
Fourth, and fifth generation farms.
Okay, so not bankruptcy,
15,000 farms. We lost 15,000 farms because of bad policy on the part of this administration.
So you think we walked in the door?
I'm sorry, I'm going to ask the questions here today.
Okay, I would love a question.
Do you know how much money farmers lost last year? What their losses were last year? It was $28 billion. You're the Secretary of Agriculture. $28 billion.
Well, it depends how you calculate that, because I don't think you're taking into account all the crop protection, all the insurance, all of the different programs that went through to support our farmers.
Right. And if this administration didn't have terrible policies, we would not need all that support for family farmers, because we would have export markets still left in China. Thank you for that.
Madam Ranking Member, that is absolutely 100% not correct. When we lost all of our trade access around the world, we went to
Madam
$42
Secretary, I'm going to reclaim my time on behalf of family farmers.
That was not the Trump
administration. Reclaiming my time means you stop talking.
The Biden administration.
That's what it means in this building. You stop talking when I reclaim my time. What's the national average of farm diesel right now?
The national average of farm diesel.
Yeah, what's the
diesel has increased because of the Iranian conflict.
How much was it? How much is it right now?
Before the Iranian conflict, it had gone way up all inputs under the last administration increased about 40%. That's what we inherited.
Reclaiming my time. Madam Secretary, Joe Biden is no longer the president of the United States. Mr. Trump is. Your party controls Congress. You own these numbers at this point in time. I'm sick of hearing you blame an administration from a year and a half ago. You own every single bit of this. Since you don't know the answer, in May, the average price of diesel was $5.41 a gallon. That's up 95% from a year ago, the entire year in which this administration was in power in the White House, the House, and the Senate.
Oddly, Trump's agriculture secretary during the testimony claimed that the flesh-eating New World screwworm that we all know is posing a massive threat to farmers and to all Americans, frankly, is not a threat to our food supply, even though we know it's decimating herds of cattle. Let's play it.
Using every tool at our disposal to eliminate this threat to our livestock producers and to our national security, and we will actively keep you updated. Thankfully, this pest does not represent any sort of challenge to our food safety, and that's a really important message. This is a flesh-eating pest that lands on mammals, on livestock, on deer, etc. It is not a threat to our food supply. We have beaten screwworm before, and we will do so again and again. I don't have time to get into all the details, but if anyone has questions, I'll look forward to ensuring I can answer all of them.
Take a look right here as Congresswoman Salinas cross-examines Brooke Rollins. Powerful stuff right here.
Are you aware that diesel prices in Oregon are over $6 a gallon right now and are really harming my farmers?
There is no doubt that these inputs are causing more struggle in the farm country. I do want to be fair, though, and say that in the last administration, the cost of inputs did increase 40%.
We're claiming my time. We are not talking about the last administration.
But that's what we're building on. That's what we're trying to fix. I am comparing
26 over 25 and 25 over 24. Our baseline is 24. We have not improved.
We have.
Reclaiming my time because I want to make sure we get this on the record as well.
Then we heard from Congressmember McGovern again about glyphosate and how the Trump regime is giving glyphosate liability protection. They literally said they were going to stop these types of pesticides. That's what they said. I mean, that was the Make America Healthy Again movement. And now not only are they promoting glyphosate, but they're giving it immunity if people get cancer or injured from it. So just go figure. Here, play this clip.
Glyphosate, do you believe that it's safe?
Glyphosate has been proven safe when used correctly, both in the European Union, EU uses it, and in America when used correctly. I'm actually surprised on the Agriculture Committee. If we were to move away from glyphosate overnight, we would completely destroy our food supply system in this country. So Secretary Kennedy and I, obviously we have to take a good look at it. Regenerative farming is a big part of this.
Well, I want to submit for the record the World Health Organization's analysis of this. Chairman Thompson has been pushing the Senate to include a liability shield for chemical companies that make glyphosate after we stripped it out of the House. It was a Republican amendment from Representative Luna that got stripped. The chairman of the committee called it a danger to the nation. Do you agree that Representative Luna's amendment is a danger to the nation?
We have to be so careful and intentional. We're talking about
do you
preserving
believe
and
that-
protecting American farmers.
Do you believe
the
that
greatest,
pesticide
most
companies
Americans
and
among us.
chemical companies deserve liability protection?
The very far, listen, we cannot destroy our farmers and ranchers'
So is that
ability
a
to
yes?
plant and make a living every day. I mean,
So
this
you
is the whole
believe that
point of this committee.
So you believe, even though you're saying that glyphosate is safe, that they should have some sort
It's
of
safe when used
liability
correctly.
protection?
It's safe when used correctly.
So do you believe that they should have a liability
If we are
protection?
enacting policy that allows China to be our sole
so do you-
source
do you-
of crop protectant,
do you favor
we will
a
lose freedom
liability
in our
protection for
country.
glyphosate?
I mean, it
Gentleman's
is
time has
that.
expired.
It
Yeah, we
causes
can,
cancer, Madam
we should
Gentleman's
offer-
time has
It causes
expired.
cancer.
Now recognize gentleman from Georgia, Mr. Scott, for 5 minutes.
Then some powerful cross-examination from Congresswoman Brown, cross-examining Brooke Rollins. Let's play it.
working
Is the
than ever
reality
before.
is that 4.5 million people were kicked off the program to
A
pay
lot
for
of them are
tax cuts
illegals.
for the wealthy through HR 1.
That's
Families
not
and
true.
children are not leaving the SNAP program because they're doing better.
They
They're
are.
being forced off because of eligibility changes, new administrative barriers, and states preparing for the enormous cost shifts that they know is coming. And you know this. So I'm really struggling to understand why you think pulling the rug out from under children, seniors, veterans, and families that have fallen on hard times, good news.
That
Can
we're
you
not pulling the rug
explain
out of
why
anyone.
Americans should view losing access to
Yes.
food assistance as
Can I
good
explain?
news when
That would be
grocery
amazing.
prices remain high and food
Yes.
insecurity continues to affect families across this
Yes,
country?
ma'am. I would love to explain. Thank you. So SNAP increased 40% under the last administration. The amount of fraud, as I mentioned, in the red states, 200,000 dead people.
Reclaiming my
500,000.
time. I mean, this is
Well, no,
really
you said
part
I
of
could
a disturbing
explain.
pattern here.
Oh,
Farm
no. Okay.
bankruptcies
There's
are
no
at a
explaining.
record high,
Okay.
but the president is saying that it's a golden age. Madam Secretary, millions of Americans are going hungry, and you're saying it's a success story. The administration keeps pointing to numbers it wants Americans to see, but families, farmers, and rural communities are living with consequences of the numbers you don't want to talk.
And I just want to remind all of our viewers with this flashback that last year, Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins said there's nothing to worry about at all when it comes to the flesh-eating screwworm. Here, let's play this clip.
USDA is on it. We released 80,000 sterile flies today, which for your listeners is what you saw for this. And we're deploying almost 200 people down into Mexico. We shut the ports down in May and again in July. So the president is taking this extremely seriously.
Well, what could this do to our beef supply?
Well, at a time when our beef supply is at its lowest already in 75 years.
That's terrifying.
It is really terrifying. Prices are very high for that reason. It could take us into even another phase of real compromise of getting good beef at a good price for Americans. But we've got a plan. We're on it.
Okay.
Well, there you have it. Another Trump liar doing horrible during cross-examination. I think it's important that I bring this to you because you're probably not seeing this in a lot of other places. But there you have it. I just want to give you the full context of it all. Hit subscribe. Help us get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.